Ah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. And welcome to your latest live stream. Gremlin Duran. To be honest, I don't give a damn at the moment. I couldn't care less. I mean, is this something that is breaking right now? What is it? Is it a breaking news? Don't give me Duran with eye emoji like I care. I don't really care. I'm not interested. Honestly, I'm not interested. This whole transfer window and all the transfer windows under this ownership, the directors, is a joke. It's a joke. So I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about more serious conversations. I'm here to talk about more serious conversations. Do you know, sometimes I wonder, how much do these players care? Do you guys ever wonder that? Live chat, nearly 100 of you guys live almost. Do you guys sometimes wonder, how much do these players that we have, how much do they care? How much do they really care? They get paid handsomely. They have an unbelievable lifestyle. They go to parties. They meet all of these lovely, beautiful ladies. They have it all. They have it all. Do you guys ever ask the question? 1 win in 7. 1 win in 7. This is the third season under the new ownership. Last 2 seasons have not been the greatest. In fact, the first one was abysmal. Last season, it wasn't the greatest either. We ended up finishing 6th, sure. And obviously this season it was going well up until the last 7 games. 1 win in 7. And I wonder, do they care? Do these players care? They seem to be far more interested about their own image. They seem to be far more interested about what they do in their social life, social media. I don't know about you guys. Like me personally, when I go to work and I'm not performing well, honestly, I can't look at myself. When I go to work and I know I absolutely bludged, I absolutely took the piss out of that day, I feel a little bit guilty. I feel that, you know what, I'm getting paid handsomely and I'm doing jack all. On the contrary, when I'm doing well, I feel very, very happy. When I'm doing well, I feel very, very happy. These players, 1 win in 7. Do they go home? Do they go home and think about Chelsea? Do they talk to their loved ones that it's not looking good, man? We need to try our best to come back here. Do they do this? Do they go back to the training ground and just train so much harder to change this form? Do they do this? I don't know. I don't think they do. Do they feel how the fan base feels? Do they understand the sufferings each and every one of you guys in the live chat, including me and all the people that are going to watch afterwards? Do they feel the pain we've been suffering over the last almost 3 years? Do they feel that? Do they see how us fans We want some level of success because we've been brought up with success for the past 20 plus years. Do they see that without anything given to us, do they feel the pain that we feel? Do they feel that? Do they live and breathe Chelsea like the way we do? Because to be honest, to be honest, to be honest, to be honest, it seems like they're far more interested about their own image. Let's start talking. Let's start talking about what image am I referring to here? What image am I referring? I'm going to talk about certain incidents that took place in the last 24 to 48 hours, obviously during the match, Man City, post-match. I want to talk about all of that. Arash, thank you so much for the super chat. There's no soul left in the club, Palmer to City. So, people have been saying, Miz, you're very harsh on Madueke, you're very harsh on Jackson. You don't say too much about Cole Palmer. Let's talk about Cole Palmer. I don't shy away from anything. I do not shy away from anything. I think today is the right time to absolutely unleash on Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, here's a message. Here's a message just for you. Cole Palmer, we've got 1 win in 7. We've just gone to the Etihad against a Man City team that is probably the worst Man City team that we've seen so far. And we've got an absolute shellacking. We've got an absolute whooping. Post-match, do you feel the pain? Post-match, 3-1 loss. Do you feel the pain? Do you feel the anger? Do you feel the sorrow in the fan base? How we feel? Do you feel that? Nah, you don't. You don't. You're numb to that. Maybe it's not even important to you. Maybe it's not even important to you how we feel. You see Pep Guardiola and you hold his hand and you put your arm around him. He puts his arm around you. You're giggling and smiling like as if we won. People can't even tell. Did we even lose the match? Did we just get our backside whooped 3-1? This guy in front of millions, video camera, photographs being taken. He's in arms with Pep Guardiola. Now, I get it. That's your previous boss. I understand that. That's someone you've spent a lot of time with. But is that appropriate? Is that appropriate for the fans? Is that appropriate for the fans? Bro, I couldn't care less about Duran. You understand me? 1 win in 7. This brother Bookie Spooky wants to talk about Duran. But I don't care. I don't care what these directors and these owners do. We're here for serious conversation. If you're not here for that, then get the hell out of here, bro. I got no time for this. I'm talking about the mentality of the players. You want to know about Duran. Like, that's going to change our life. Cole Palmer, you want to giggle? You want to hold hands? You want to hug Pep Guardiola? Cole Palmer, let me tell you something. You want to do all of that business, do it behind the scenes. Have some respect for the Chelsea fans. Have some sort of remorse. Your team, including yourself, were absolutely obliterated by Man City. And post-match, in front of the millions, in front of all the cameras that's looking, you want to giggle and you want to hold hands and you want to put your hand around Pep Guardiola and laugh and just have a beautiful, merry time. It's not on. It's not on. Show that you care a little bit. Show that it hurts. Or are you just looking at Chelsea like every other player that, I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be Cole Palmer. I'm going to try and ball out. And whether Chelsea do anything substantial, I couldn't care less. I look after myself, do my thing, get my next move, and ta-ta, see you later, bye-bye. It's not on. People are right. People are right. Why should he get away? Why should Cole Palmer get away with these sort of things? Why? We're so quick to talk about Jackson. We're so quick to talk about Cole Palmer. Sorry, Noni Madueke. And we're going to talk about all of them. We're going to touch base on all of them. But I genuinely feel like most of these players, they don't feel the pain. They don't. They get paid handsomely. They have a fantastic lifestyle and they move on. So what? So what if it's just 1 in 7? So what? So what? What does it really matter for these players anyway? What does it matter? If it's not Chelsea, it'll be another club. They'll just move on. Why does it matter? What does it matter to them? What does it matter to them? It's just another job for them. That's pretty much it. They don't look at it like us. Cole Palmer should be so upset. He needs to be upset that Chelsea are not doing well. He needs to be very upset. He needs to perform out of his skin. And let's talk about some of his performances in recent times. Some of you guys have been saying it on social media. Some of you guys have been saying it on live chat. It's not like Cole Palmer's absolutely lighting it up. That game against Man City, you look at all the big games this season specifically. You look at all the big games this season. It's not like Cole Palmer's, handled it all by himself. It's not like he's got the game by the scruff of its neck and just drove Chelsea to victory like he was a man possessed. No. Of course you've done well. Of course you've done well. There's games where you've done extremely well. But when it comes to big crunch matches, big high-profile games, we wanted Cole Palmer. We wanted you, Cole Palmer, to step up. I get it. You're young, but you've shown that you've got that quality in you. You've got that X factor about you. You've got that superstar nature about you. You've not done much. You've not done much in the big games. And then on top of that, we get smashed by Manchester City, a poor Manchester City, and you want to giggle and you want to handshake, you want to hug and you want to kiss and make up with Pep Guardiola. Because for you, it's just another game. For you, it's just another game. Because, look, you may not, you may not think about being in Chelsea forever. You may not think about Chelsea like the way we do, us fans do. Help us win games. Help us win games. It's about the mentality. It's about the mentality. I'm going to now talk about some other players. It's about the mentality. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, in the live chat, it's not good enough just to have talent. Some of you guys are probably, all of these conversations, probably it's not going to stick to your head because either you're too young, you're too immature, you're not going to really understand it. When you're 1 win in 7, sometimes it's not really about the talent, sometimes it's not really about the tactics, sometimes it's about the attitude. Sometimes it's about the attitude. You're here, I can see some of you guys. I can see some of you guys going, oh, this is a bit forced, this is that. Literally yesterday, a lot of you guys were like, oh, talk about Cole Palmer, talk about Cole Palmer. It's about mentality. It's about application. It's about how you live your life. Look at the way Ruben Amorim talks. Look at the way Ruben Amorim talks. Look at the reason why he's dropped Rashford. He's saying, I don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he lives his life. Literally. Some of you guys are like, oh, I don't care what these players do after the game. I don't care. They could do anything they want. Just come and play football. Like as if one is separate to the other. It's a package. They're a human being who are footballers. You can't just judge the footballer. It all matters what they do outside. It all impacts. Everything has an impact on that individual. There's a mentality issue. Now, let's talk about another player who's doesn't seem to have that ruthless mentality. Nicholas Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, Kusanov was under the coach. Kusanov was absolutely shitting himself against us. He made some big time errors. His second error should have led to another goal. But you know what my man Jackson's doing to Kusanov? My man Jackson's going up to Kusanov and saying, it's all right, man. It's all right. It'll get better. It'll be fine. Next time you can crunch me. Next time you tackle me, break my legs. No problems. What happened to going up to Kusanov and saying, welcome to your nightmare, mother F? What happened to going up to his ear and saying, this is just the beginning? What happened to going up to him and saying, welcome to your graveyard? Nah, my man Nicholas Jackson wants to go up to him and pat him. It's all right. You guys will win. You guys will win. Don't worry. I won't score. I'm not going to score. You'll win. Does Nicholas Jackson know we are 1 win in 7? Does he even know that? Does Nicholas Jackson even know we have 1 win in 7? Does he know that if you can get the mental edge over the opposition, that is probably bigger than any other jewels you can have? If you can get a mental edge above the opposition, that is bigger than any other jewels you're going to have. Does he know that? Now let's go and comfort Kusanov. Let's make him feel comfortable. Renato Vega. I don't know if you guys saw Renato Vega last night for Juventus. This This is the kind of recruitment we do. Data analytics, data analysis. Apparently, data said, go get Renato Viga. Now, literally not that many days ago, Renato Viga, there was quotes about him not wanting to be at Chelsea because he's confused. He didn't want to come to Chelsea to be a left back, midfielder, this, that, the other. He wanted to be a centre back. Yesterday, there was literally the initial press conference for Renato Viga, new Juventus player on loan from Chelsea. And guess what Renato Viga said, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what he said? You're gonna laugh. Renato Viga said, I'm the kind of player who's happy to play anywhere. I'm happy to, I want to play CB, but I'm happy to play left back. I can play midfield. I'm happy wherever the team needs me. And I'm like, is this guy feeling all right? Is this guy actually feeling all right? These are the type of players we're dealing with at Chelsea Football Club. I'm convinced they don't care, man. I'm convinced. Here we are sitting and thinking, come on, man. We need to bounce back. These players, they as soon as the adversity happened this season, boom, they collapsed. Do they really care? Look at Mudryk, for instance. Look at Mudryk. We don't even know where his sample B test is at. He's obviously culpable. He's obviously made a mistake. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like he didn't know what he was taking. Does he care about Chelsea Football Club? Does he really care? He knew what he was taking. He thought he would get away with it. Noni Madueke. More game on Instagram than real game on field. People are like, I don't care what he posts. No, we should care. We should care. He posts too much nonsense. And that translates to his in-game nonsense as well. You can see the guy's character. The way he's moving on social media is exactly how he moves on field, like an idiot. Man scores a tap-in, and his celebration is like this with Sancho. His celebration's like this, like we've won the game. And then since then, era after era, he was culpable for the equalizer. He can't track Guardiola. Now, because his job's done. Khalas. Yalla khalas. I scored my goal. What more do you want? You pay me for goals. He literally said that when he scored off the back of Chalaba's goal, he headed it in. He literally said to Chalaba, that's why I get paid for goals. I don't get paid for defending. I don't get paid to have awareness in defense. He's fighting for the ball last season for the penalty. This season, Enzo Maresca has absolutely blamed him almost every occasion in the press conference. Recently, he was out from the squad for disciplinary issue for coming late for the meeting. Coming late for the meeting. Coming late for the meeting. I'll rock up late. What does it matter? What does it matter? What are you going to do? You're just going to drop me? All right. I had a late night. If I rock up late for my meeting, my manager would give me an absolute earful. My manager would give me an earful. Why'd you come late? And now these are the players that we harbor. These are the players that we harbor. They're not serious, man. They're not serious. The bottom line is they're not serious. That's the bottom line. Honestly, these players are not serious. And we as a fan base are holding all of our emotions and feelings on these players who, let's be honest, they don't really care too much, man. They don't care. Because honestly, if they cared, we would have snapped out of this predicament already. We would have snapped out of this predicament already. Look at the way we performed against Manchester City. Do you think we care? Do you think we care? Do you think our players care? Did our players look like that? It was a must win. It's do or die. One win in 7. They look like we were like 6 in 6. That's how we played. Nonchalant. No care, no stress, no pressure. Easy, easy. And do you know what the funny thing is? I can see it in the live chat. We've got fans that are moving like an idiot in here as well. Nonsense fans as well. They don't care. They think, oh, must just be tactics. It must just be tactics that we're not winning. It must just be Maresca that's just not helping us win. Think deeper. Think deeper. Think broader. And if you're incapable of thinking, then go to bed. Don't tune in here. This is a space where we think. Some of you lot, you rock up to the match day, you're going, yay, yay, come on. We lose, nah, so I'll move on to the next one. You don't seem to have the capacity to think deep as to what's going on. Maybe some of you guys are okay. Maybe some of you guys are okay. Maybe you're okay. Maybe you're fine. Maybe you're fine with how things are going. Maybe you were fine with when the new owners took over and we did absolutely abysmal. Maybe you're fine with that in the first season. Maybe you're fine with coming 6th last season and the way we played all throughout. It was really the last few games that changed it around. Maybe you're fine with being in Conference League. Maybe you're fine with everything that's happening now. Maybe you are fine with getting all of these kids that are showing lack of maturity, lack of character, lack of attitude. Maybe it's fine. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe it doesn't matter to you that we're 1 in 7. You're just happy. We're happy to be here. We're happy to be here. Crazy how we've forgotten. Like crazy how we used to be once upon a time. Crazy how the players we used to. Do you remember? Let me remind you guys of something. Do you remember the first time when we won the Champions League? There was several iconic matches, right? In that campaign, there was several iconic matches. The one that really sticks out, well, there's two. Obviously, the one with Barcelona in the semi-finals. In fact, even the final against Bayern Munich. But there's one. Do you guys remember against Napoli? In the first leg, we lost, and then in the second leg, we came back. Wow, that game still gives me goosebumps. Look at the character. Look at the attitude of the players back then. Do you guys remember that? Do any of you guys remember that? Do you guys remember how Frank Lampard was moving in that game? Do you remember how Drogba was moving in that game? Do you remember anything about that game? Do you remember the attitude, the character the team was showing. Do you remember that? Any of you guys, do you remember that? Ivanovic, yes. Now, look at that game. Do you remember against Barcelona, Camp Nou? Deep block, defending after defending after defending, cover defending. John Terry red carded. Just defending for your life, looking after one another. Look at the colossal figures that we had on the field on that day. Honestly, it brings me to tears, man. I swear I get teary thinking about the level of players we had back then and the character they were showing. Do you think they cared about Instagram posts? Do you think they cared about patting the opposition? You'll be right. You'll be right. Do you think those players post-match went up to the opposition manager, put their hands around and laughing and giggling? In the final, Peter Cech, the caliber of goalkeeper you used to have, Peter Cech. Bayern were all over us. I still remember that night, man. Wow. Didier Drogba, Juan Mata with the corner. Didier Drogba, boom. Do you guys remember those moments? Do you? If you do, how can you accept this? If you remember those moments, how can you accept this? How can you come to this live chat and actually type, Miz, this is nah, you're complaining every day. Do you see what we used to have once upon a time? Ashley Cole, John Terry, Lampard, Ramirez, Drogba, Fernando Torres, the lot, so many more. Look at what we're doing back then. And look at what we're doing now, man. Look at what we're doing now. Luiz, yes, David Luiz. Now, we don't want to think deep anymore, man. We don't want to think deep anymore. Now we don't want to think deep anymore. Now everything is fine. Everything is fine. Don't worry about it. Doing too much. You guys are doing too much. Basingwa, Gary Cahill, yes. Now, means you're doing too much. You're picking on these players, man. You're picking on them. Why picking on them? Now we lose a game, everyone's giggling. Now we lose a game, everyone's giggling. Now we're 1 win in 7. Everyone's a philosopher in social media. How can these, like, our emotions, our success are put on these players now. We're putting all of our eggs on these players. I swear, live chat, nearly 350 of you guys. I want to ask you a question. Would you put your house on these players to bring success? Honest question. Would you put your house, if someone was to say, guys, would you put your house, would you put everything on the line to say, yes, these are the players that are going to bring success for me? Would you do that? And if I asked you the same question with those legends that we used to have, to put your whole life on them, you would. On them, you would. On these lot, they don't care, man. They don't care. They don't care. For them, it's just another match day. It's just another training session. It's just another. They don't feel it, man. They don't feel it. They don't feel it. You need to feel it. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, more than the talent, more than tactics, you need to first feel. You need to first feel. But look, I can't even blame the players completely for it, because every other window we've got 10,000 players coming in and 10,000 players going out, and the fan base lap it up. Look at so many people on this live chat. Miz, talk about Duran. Talk about Duran. I want to know more about John Duran. Have some shame, man. We're 1 win in 7. Have some shame. Have some shame. They're more interested to know about Duran. They don't care. Every window, so many players that came in last window are going out this window. Do you see how pathetic that is? Do you see how pathetic that is? So I can't even blame the players that they don't have the feeling for the club. They don't have the feeling for the fans, because how can they? How can they? Dixon, another one. Talk about Maresca. The guy in the back of the, when there's a big crowd, there's a guy at the back. Talk about Maresca. What do you want me to talk about Maresca? What do you want me to say? He's a manager that is a rookie. He's a rookie manager. Look, he's a decent manager, but we all knew, right? We all knew he don't have the experience. He don't have the experience at this level. Being a player, being an assistant manager, and being an out-and-out manager is two different things. I don't mind Maresca. You know me. I've said it many times. I don't mind Maresca. I think if we give him the players that he needs, he can do a good job. But he's also learning. He's also developing as a manager. Do you know what I mean? He's also developing as a manager. But as I said, our club, we don't have the stability, which doesn't help players feel the fans' emotions. But honestly, I miss a player like Azpilicueta, man. I really do. I really do miss a player like Azpilicueta. He cared about the fans, man. He cared about the fans. Even Thiago Silva till today comes to watch Chelsea Football Club. Even Thiago Silva comes to watch Chelsea. I miss them, man. I miss these sort of players that some of them might not be greatest in terms of technical ability, but they cared about the fans, man. They cared about the fans a lot. Now we expect these players to change things around for us, and they don't feel it, man. They don't feel it. As I said, they're more interested to do their nonsense online. Duran has like best minutes per goal for any striker. There you go. People still want to talk about Duran. All right, let's have a quick conversation about Duran. Yeah, Duran's a good player. Yeah, he is. I didn't think so when we first got linked with him last summer. I didn't know much about him. He didn't get that much game time. But it was at the end of last season. I think it was at the end of last season where he was starting to show a lot of quality. And obviously this season he's now shown that he's a quality striker. Yeah, he would be great competition. Great competition. But he's not coming to Chelsea now, man. Not in January. And he just signed a new contract at Aston Villa. He's playing in the Champions League, man. Aston Villa are going to be in the second round of the Champions League. They could potentially even be in the quarterfinals direct. He's not coming now. And if he is, it's going to be costing us a lot. The Blues, Miz, when people's form from upstairs didn't instill the mentality of winning, instead more focused on generating income, great business, is what impacting whole squad. Exactly. Do the SDs, do the owners, do the sporting directors, do they care about the fans? No, they don't. No, they don't. Because if they cared about the fans, they would build a team that can actually compete at the highest level. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about our emotions. They don't. They don't care about winning trophies because for them, Chelsea Football Club is a business entity. It's an asset that generates income, that can be profitable, that can be a global brand, and ultimately part of their financial portfolio. That's going to give them a very handsome return on investment. See, when I talk about Chelsea to you guys in the live chat, you're thinking about football club. You're thinking about all the emotions. You're thinking about the good times. You're thinking about the times when we won trophies. You're thinking about all the legends in our football club. You're thinking about all the fantastic managers that we once used to have. You're thinking about everything from a fan point of view. You ask our owners and our SDs about Chelsea, they're thinking about moolah. They're thinking about money. And I got no doubt if you ask our players about Chelsea Football Club, majority of them will tell you, yeah, it's probably just a stepping stone. It's just a pit stop. I mean, this is how Renato Vega has treated us, hasn't he? It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot to change all of this. Look, my brother over here, football knowledge. Look what we're talking about, and look what this guy's sprouting just out of nowhere. Maresca out. Like we haven't got like this would be a new phenomenon. Yeah, fantastic idea, guys. Let's get rid of the manager. That'll solve everything. Like that's solved all this time. Like as if that has solved everything all this time. Football knowledge. Is Maresca the first manager under this new ownership? All this new ownership does is get rid of managers. But see, this is the problem, no? This is the problem. Fans, man. Fans incapable of thinking deep. Incapable. Yeah. Incapable, man. Anywho, some of you guys might understand this live stream. Some of you guys, it'll go well over your head. But this is the predicament we find ourselves in. This is the predicament we find ourselves in. Smash up the like button, guys. If you somewhat enjoyed it, smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for the next update. I'll bring a lot of dopamine. All the players that we're going to bring in, all the players that we're going to get out, all the dopamine. I'll bring them. Take care, guys. See ya.